Hi there, my name is Claire Feldman and I'm the founder of Eatology, and I specialise in helping women overcome their food, weight and body image issues. I've been working for the last 9 years as a CBT therapist, but for the last 3 years in particular I have specialised in disordered eating, in particular with binge eating and bulimia. And I wanted to bring a series of videos to try and help those who really struggle in their relationship with food. They know they want to overcome them, but really just don't know where to turn or where to even start. And this particular video series that I'm doing is going to be about binge eating. So, first of all, what is binge eating? Now, binge eating is something that is very much dependent on the individual and their perception. So my perception of what a binge is to me and your perception of what a binge is to you could be very different. But there are common traits and characteristics throughout binge eating disorder. So in order for something to be classified as a binge, it usually involves consuming large quantities of food, much more than we would normally eat in one sitting, and that it's consumed over a relatively short period of time, be 1 to 2 hours. And it's something that we don't do, that it's just like a one-off and we never do it again. That if there is frequency to the amount of binges that we have, it would be classed as binge eating disorder. And that generally is that if you're binging at least once a week, and that this has been going on for a period of 3 months or more, then that would be classified as binge eating disorder. Now, it is something that doesn't often get spoken about when it comes to disordered eating. We very much will often think about anorexia, because it is obviously an eating disorder which can be very visible to those around us. But binge eating and bulimia are two that can often have great amounts of secrecy around them, and that's because individuals who struggle with binge eating often attach an awful lot of guilt and shame to their eating, and it's something that they will often do alone and go to great measures to try and hide from other people. And when it comes to binge eating, that, as I said, that for many of us we can feel from time to time like we have binged because we have ate beyond the point of comfort and feel discomfort and maybe a bit of guilt about what we're eating. But binge eating can be different in that for the individual, they just feel like when they have binged or are binging, that they have lost all sense of control. So if any of that resonates with you, what I want to do is talk about kind of 5 practical strategies that you can start to put into practice yourself to help overcome your binge eating. In this video today, I'm just going to talk about step 1 in that series, and that is to start to record and to journal what your current eating habits are, to help you maybe get a little bit of insight into what's going on. Now, when I say to journal what you're eating, I do not mean MyFitnessPal, and I do not mean calorie counting. What I encourage you to do is to start to keep a journal where you're recording throughout the day everything that you eat and everything that you drink, along with the times in which you're eating. And I'd also encourage you to really start to notice and to be an observer in your own habits, and to try to identify potential triggers that might be cropping up for you. And I'll give you an example of some common ones. So we know that there is a huge link between diet and restriction and binging, and ultimately, if you are being overly restrictive in your diet, that you're eating too few calories, you're trying too hard to be too good and too clean, or you're omitting complete food groups from your diet, it is highly likely that you are not getting enough nutrition into your body, and that may be leading to a binge then later in the evening. So by doing the journaling, you will be able to see, are you eating enough during the day, or are you skipping meals, under eating during the day, and then your body is trying to catch up in the evening time. So a journal will help to highlight that, but it might also help to highlight things such as if you notice that maybe you're really stressed a lot of the time. Maybe you're incredibly busy and you're spinning plates a lot of the time and you're running around all day, and in the evening when your stress is you've been at a high level of stress all day, that you maybe get to a breaking point, and that's when you turn to food to kind of numb out, and that's when you feel like you have a loss of control. So the importance of doing the journaling is to really to become an observer in your own life, an observer in your own habits, and to try and get maybe a bit of a deeper insight into what is going on. If you can do a journal for over a period of a couple of weeks, it'll give you a really good baseline to help you to identify where do I need to make some changes. And generally in binge eating recovery, one of the first stages is to actually look at ensuring that I am appropriately nourished throughout the day, and that if I'm getting sufficient nutrition throughout the day, that is likely to reduce the tendency and the urge to binge later in the evening. So I hope you find that useful. If you have any questions about this video, please comment below and I'll be sure to get back to you. Or if you would like to know some more information about working with me, I'll also pop a link in the comment section below. Thank you.